Before I became a YouTuber, I was a designer. The main objectives of this gimbal is to make it light and compact. ZHIYUN Smooth X was able to achieve this by using plastics and having a complex folding mechanism. There are different qualities of plastics. This gimbal's plastic is rubbery and feels really good in the hands. And once you have successfully unfolded and folded it a few times, it will be easy to do so. This gimbal is a hybrid between a selfie stick and a gimbal or a stabilizer. By using this gimbal, you could get more stable selfie videos. By the end of this video, you would know whether it is the right gimbal for you. So let's get started. First, I will start with what you can do with this gimbal. You can film in two orientations, namely landscape or portrait mode. Landscape is good for uploading to YouTube and portrait is good for mobile phone content such as TikTok or Instagram. To switch between the two, just press the M button twice. Note, press the M button quickly, otherwise it might not count as a press. It has three modes, namely pan follow, lock, and roll and pan follow. Pan follow mode. The gimbal has two motors, one is pan and the other roll. The LED indicator shines blue once, means pan follow mode. It is the default mode when you first turn on the gimbal. Pan means the gimbal would try to hold the phone in the horizontal position by adjusting the roll motor and smoothing the pan movements with the help of the pan motor. The mode is useful if you want to follow the subject's movement. So it should be used when the person is moving in different directions and not in a straight line. Lock mode. By pressing the M button once, you enter into the lock mode and the LED indicator shines solid blue. Roll motor would try to hold the phone in the horizontal position and the pan motor would try to hold the phone at the predefined position irrespective of your movements. Use this mode when the subject is not moving and you're moving towards the subject, such as in a straight line, or if the subject is moving in a straight line and you're following it. For example, you could follow a person in a long corridor. POV, or sometimes it is called roll and pan follow. To get to this mode is a bit more tricky. You have to quickly press the M button 4 times and then the LED indicator blinks blue twice. The roll and the pan motor will collaborate with your movements. It means that you can now roll and pan simultaneously. Use this mode to create creative shots by turning the gimbal. The biggest difference is that in this mode, the phone is not held in the horizontal position. So what does that mean? It means the gimbal would smooth out the pan and the roll movement by slowing down its inertia. In any of the above modes, you could use the joystick to position the roll and pan axis. This gimbal has a manual tilt axis which can be used by extending the stabilizer's grip up to 90 degrees. Standby mode. Hold the M button few seconds. The LED light blinks slowly. Use this mode if you want to save battery and you do not want to turn off the gimbal. To reactivate the gimbal, hold the M button for few seconds again. Manual positioning. Go to the lock mode. Now manually move the pan motor to your desired position and hold it in the position for the maximum of 2 seconds. If the gimbal has gone off center, then all you need to do is just to press M button in here once, and then as you can see it went back to the center. Now it's a time to explore what you can do using the gimbal and its app. So one of of the best thing about this gimbal is its tracking capability. As you can see, as I walk, it's tracking my movements, and it feels as if somebody with a camera, with a very stable camera, is following my movements and keeping me in the center of the frame. Time to make 180-degree pano photo. To select pano mode, press the red button, and you can place your position. Let's try slow motion. To select slow motion, press the red button. Red button to stop. To select time lapse. Time lapse has even more options. So if you touch here, you can change the interval, duration, and create a part. Interval by default is set to 0.5 seconds. It means if the duration is 1 minute, you will get 4 seconds footage. Obviously, if you increase the interval to 1 second, then you get 2 second footage for 1 minute filming. So you can see other options we got here. You can change them, but I will leave it as 5 seconds, and I leave the duration. Duration means the duration of filming as 1 minute. And then I will create a part. First, we need to define the first position. With the help of joystick, move the position. Then to add the second position, touch the plus sign. So second position added. Then with the joystick, move to the third position and touch the plus. You created the third position, and you can create as many positions as you would like to. Once you're happy with the part, just press the red button. You can also select hyperlapse. Red button to record. It also has got live stream master. And my favorite feature of this gimbal and app is the smart. If you select it, there are already a lot of predefined settings that you can use to make quick, fun videos. You can see there are different options that you can select, and it shows you an example of what it will create. Just for the demonstration, I will go with the first one. Touch apply to start making it. Press the red button to start. If you're happy with the take, it shows you a demo. You could press next, or you could press retake to try again and make a better one. So for this demo, I just press next, red button again, next, red button again. Once you're happy, you can press on preview and you can look at the whole thing together. And once you're happy with the output, just press save. And without doing much action, it creates you a fantastic short clip. To watch your text, you can always touch in here, go and watch your text. So the recent one is this one. Touch this to play. You can press a heart. With pressing heart, you could kind of make it as a favorite and remember it better. In order to change the front camera to the back camera, you need to press this. And you can see now it's recording from the front camera. nice time to try some of the glamour effects of this gimbal and its app. So let's get started. Touch here to get to the glam modes. The first one we got is auto. The effect of auto is as you can see on me. So let's try the other ones. Do I now look more slim? And if it looks better, let me know in the comments below. So now I should look more smooth. Do I look more smooth? I don't know. I hope I do look more smooth to you guys. Now is the time to brighten things up. This is the brighter glamour effect. Now if you move this down, so this should make my eyes bigger. You could also adjust the intensity of the glamour effects by using the slider. Select the lighten option to brighten up your face. To turn on the hand gesture, you need to press this. Now it can identify the hand gesture. For example, if I put my hand like this, it identifies me. As you can see, it has automatically started recording. So this is very useful if you're further from the gimbal and you don't want to keep coming to the gimbal to start recording. You can change the resolution of your recording by going here, and you can see we got 720p, 1080p and 4K. But if I go to 4K, the glamour effects are not supported. So after selecting the 4K, my video would be as a normal video without the glamour effect. You don't necessarily need to use this Cami app to record videos using your gimbal. So if I go and select my camera, let's select the video, turn it to my side. The only problem with using your own camera is you can't press the gimbal's record button to record. You would need to touch the screen to record. But once you touch the screen to record, then while you're recording and you're using different modes of this gimbal like POV or pan or lock, it would still work, and when you're recording, your recording would be more smooth. In order to zoom using the gimbal, you need to move this slider on the side, and as you can see, it can zoom in and zoom out without touching your phone. To start recording using this gimbal, all you need to do is press this red button. As you can see now, it has started recording. If you press the red button again, it will stop recording. Turn the gimbal using the joystick. As you can see, I have placed the gimbal on a tripod. It's a very light, flimsy tripod that I got. But if you pay a bit extra, you could get the same model that comes with the tripod. But if you already got a tripod, then you could use your own tripod. One of the problems with this gimbal for me is to turn on my phone, my button is somewhere between this grip, and to turn it on, I need to use a piece of wood. This is an ice cream wood. So what I do is I put the wood in between to turn on my phone, and then I can turn on the app and start. Some more options. Touch these three dots, and if you go to the general tab, it shows you the device name, device model, the version. You can change the theme, and then if you touch the gimbal, you have so many other options here. For example, scene mode. You can change between walk or run to make it faster or slower. Here also you can select your follow mode. So if I touch this, at the moment it is roll and pan follow. So you can change using your app rather than pressing 3 times, 4 times. So you can go to the lock mode, you can go to the pan follow mode, and then you can press back and it will remember it. Joystick speed, you can adjust that as well. Slow, fast. Zoom speed, you can adjust. Invert pan control, invert tilt control, and you can also select what the M button would do. And we have also another option to automatically calibrate the gimbal. To do that, make sure your gimbal is on a tripod and is sitting flat. That's important. And then once happy, select auto calibrate, confirm. and then you can see the auto calibration has completed successfully. You can just confirm. And then you could also select video, and you could change some settings here. For example, to have the flashlight on, to have the grid on, to have the white balance to be auto, or you can control it. Also, you can change the gesture, whether when you use a gesture, you want it to follow the subject as well as shoot, or you just want to shoot. And also here you could select and remove the watermark by pressing here, so that the Xiaomi Cami's watermark wouldn't appear on your photos and videos. Once you're done, press back. Pay close attention to the type icons there. As you can see, different icons means different things. It shows, for example, whether the flashlight is on, what mode you are. At the moment we are in lock mode, and it shows the symbol of the lock mode. So if you press the M button, the symbol changes. Now it changed to the pan mode, and after pressing it 4 times, it goes to POV mode, and you can see the icon change on the top. It has got an inbuilt battery. The battery can run around 4 hours, obviously depending on the size and the weight of your phone. The heavier the phone, the harder the motors need to work to keep the movement smooth, and hence consuming more power. Charging time is around 3 hours. I just wished that the operating time was a bit longer. As you can see, I have connected an external power bank to the side of the gimbal, so while this is now working with the gimbal, it is also getting charged. So in this way, you will never run out of power when you're outdoor. If you got a big external power bank, just make sure that the wire, when you're moving it, won't be on its way, that it would not tangle with the movements of your gimbal. Nice looking package. All you get inside the package is these 2 things: the USB cable with a C-type end and the gimbal itself. It feels very light in the hand and very compact. Unfolding this gimbal is a bit tricky. To learn in details, please follow the link in description. Obviously, if you want to stretch, you can stretch, and this part can rotate as well. Balancing is really simple, as it only has got 2 motors to take care of. It can handle phones of 200 plus or minus 35 grams. My phone weighs 233 grams, which is very high for this tiny gimbal, but it still can handle it. To learn how to connect the phone to the gimbal, follow the link in the description. After putting the gimbal into the standby mode, we can now rotate the roll axis. So this is the bottom of the phone, and if I keep rotating it slowly so that you can see, so this was the bottom, and the bottom, which was here, now is in here, which means it can rotate around 280 degrees on the roll axis. Don't try to roll it any further. Now if I rotate the pan axis from an initial position here in the anti-clockwise direction, it stops in here, which I would say around 280 degrees. So don't try to push it any further, and it is its limitation. Now if I use the joystick to rotate the roll axis, the limitation is even greater. So if I move the joystick at the bottom, it moves around 20 degrees in one direction, and if I touch the top of the joystick, it moves 20 degrees in the opposite directions. So I would say around 40 degrees it can roll using the roll motor and the joystick. To rotate the pan axis using joystick, initial position, I measure the angle on screen. Roughly it gives me 233 degrees for the pan motor. Obviously you can increase its height by extending this like this. So this extra length that you get is 16 centimeters, and you can manually tilt it for 90 degrees. And you can create nice selfie footages of yourself using this gimbal. After turning off the gimbal, you can lock the roll axis as well as the pan axis. And now it is locked. I'm not gonna move even though it is turned off. One of the disadvantages is that it doesn't have a tilt motor. The app is great, but it would have been much better if you could stop the recording using your hand gesture. For prices and Amazon links, please read the description below. All in all, it is a great gimbal selfie stick to have as it is light, compact and extendable. I totally recommend buying one. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments below. If you want to learn more, please watch the other videos in here on the screen and subscribe to support my channel. Thank you.